Hey guys, Aileen here. This is video one, sorry that made it look like 11. Video one in the how to make a yarn wig series. So this is going to be the very first step, which is the cap construction. And I know I told you guys in my why I wear a yarn wig video that the very first yarn wig I got was from Etsy, and I'm going to link that below. And just like I said in that video, if you are interested in yarn wigs and you're not quite sure if this is the first you've heard of them, or if you're interested at all in making a yarn wig, I would highly recommend that you go to Etsy and you buy one of her wigs. Because let's say you buy it and you put it on your head and you're like, I feel like really silly, I don't think I could pull this off. Maybe you just saved yourself a whole bunch of time and money not making one. So, plus I would really just love to support her. She's the one that introduced me into the yarn wig world, and that would just, I would love it if you guys would support her as well. So, step number one in making your own yarn wig is deciding upon the cap construction. I did follow her design for the first couple times. I actually got beanie caps from her that were exactly kind of like the ones that she used for her yarn wig, and I used those at the base of the first couple of yarn wigs that I made. Then I made my own. I found that it was a little bit better if you can take the exact same yarn that you make the bulk of your yarn wig with to use for the construction of the cap. It makes it a whole lot less noticeable that there's a cap underneath there. If I were to have a cap made out of this color with this brown on top, you would be able to see it in all the places that I don't have a strand coming out, because there's plenty of places where it's just the yarn cap, but you can't really see it because it's the same color. I'm trying to show you guys. Anyhow, it has been, and it continues to be an experiment for me. What I like to do is I just like to put it on top of my head, start the process, make that little bit, put it on top of my head, see where I'm going, and I do this every couple of minutes. I don't like it to go beyond my ears. Hers go over your ears and go onto your forehead and behind. They're really nice and snug, just like a normal beanie, and that was wonderful for what it was in the beginning. And then I just wanted something that looked a little bit more realistic as a hairline. And so I started playing with the construction of the cap, and I did do straight across, and I would put the sparkles. I would put the sparkles across there so it made it look like a headband, and then do the cap. And then little by little, I started taking that hairline up to where now this is the hairline right here, and then there's the yarn over top. So this one in particular, I did notice that the back of my neck got really, really cold a lot of times because I live in Florida. Every time you go inside, it's air conditioning, and the cap goes straight across, and so the back of my neck gets really cold. I was used to having something back there. So this next one that I'm making, it actually has a dip down in the back. It doesn't look pretty, and it's okay if it doesn't look pretty, because it's really just to serve a purpose. And I didn't do a seamless because I wanted to be able to tuck it up in the times that it is really hot, or if I'm outside and I don't want that extra bulk, that I can tuck it up, because that bottom part won't have any strands on it. That will just be an extra layer of comfort to cover the back of my head. So like I said, this is so incredibly customizable, and that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. I have found in my research that if you can find a yarn that has a high sheen, then it's going to look more like hair. You guys know that there's a whole bunch of different kinds of yarn, and there are some that are really dull, and this one has a sheen. It is 100% acrylic, which I wish it wasn't, but it is what it is. This is the Soft Secret Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby, and they have like 700 different colors. I do a lighter brown, a darker brown, and a lighter brown, cocoa brown, and then I get a different kind of yarn for the dark color, and that's my blend. I usually do, the bulk of it is this one here. But then I'll do a couple of twists that are just the lighter color. See if I can find one. And then a couple of them that are lighter color and darker colors. It gives you kind of a fun, funky twist. Let's see if I can find one of the light ones. Oh, there we go. There's a light one. A light strand. So it kind of gives the wig a little bit more depth. There's another one of the twisted light and dark ones. So that is it. For the very first step, you want to make a cap. For me, I buzz my head every weekend. So it's going to be buzzed tomorrow. So it's a little bit long right now. And I don't have any kind of construction here other than it just sits on my head. It's not tight at all. I have an issue with compression, and so for me, I want it to be really loose. And so I'll show you guys what it looks like. Is right there. That's it. That's the cap before it starts. I will probably end up wearing it a little bit more like that, so that this covers the little bit more of the back, and my forehead is, and this does go a little bit over my ears, but by the time the strands are there, it's going to pull it back and over, and it's not tight. So I'm okay with that. But this is just a first step. Once you've got your cap, once you've got your yarn, then you want to decide on your length. So I will be stringing up this yarn wig. I'll probably do my first step maybe today or tomorrow, and so I will film the next step. I want to kind of show you guys as I make it. I don't want to just tell you. I want to show you so you can kind of see what I do. So if you've got your yarn that you want to use, that if you're going to order online, I would say order just one to make sure you like it first, because looking at it next to your head, looking at it in person is totally different than on the computer screen. So if you can go in person and get it, that's even better. And I would say, depending on the length, you probably want 4 or 5 of these guys, 4 or 5 of them. It might be too much, but I always like to err on the side of having too much than not enough, because then you have to go back and get more and all that fun stuff. So again, like I said, if you're new to yarn wigs, I would highly recommend that you go buy the one that I have posted below on Etsy. I did not make it. It is made by the same girl who I purchased my very first yarn wig from. So it would kind of be like you're coming on this journey with me. I would so much love it if you could support her. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. That's up to you. But what you need to know is what yarn you want to use and what cap you're going to use. You want to make your cap. So once you've got your cap made and you've got your yarn picked out, then meet me back here for video number 2, and we will talk about how to determine the length of your strands, how to put them into the cap, what kind of organization you're going to do with where the strands go, and all of that fun stuff. So I'll see you in video number 2. And if you have any questions, drop them below, and I will do my very best to answer them. All right, bye.